Okay. Well, looks like I'm recording for Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to the Omni Coalition News Show, aka TOCNS. This show is a dive into the weird, obscure, bizarre, in other words, for strange world of notable events, weather, and sports, covering topics seldomly, if ever, seen from most news sources these days. Join us during a time of political overabundance and divisiveness. We present you with more unifying topics to discuss for the most part. Anyway, I am Xander, and you, of course, are you, viewer. Thank you very much for joining. Today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, September 13th, 2024. Friday the 13th. And, yeah, I am unlucky today because I only have myself on this show. But, yeah, let's get into it. So, what do we got here? Using the world's brightest flashlight feels like you're holding the sun in your hand. The power of the sun in the palm of my hand. Like one Dr. Otto Octavius said in Spider-Man 2. Let's see, the aptly named Eminent MS-32 brightest flashlight is capable of outputting up to 200,000 lumens of light, more than any other commonly available flashlight. Imagine having the ability to turn night into day in the palm of yourself, and that's a weird way to say that. And you kind of get a sense of what using the world's brightest flashlight feels like. The Eminent MS-32 is so incredibly powerful that the only other flashlight you can even compare it to is the Eminent MS-18, the previous holder of the title of the world's brightest flashlight, and that one was virtually half as powerful as the MS-32 with a peak brightness of just 100,000 lumens. The LED-powered light beam of the Eminent MS-32 can reach as far as 1,618 meters and is equivalent to 100 car lights in terms of brightness. And look at that, you know, like a picture is worth 1,000 words, more than anything I can say, you know. It's dark, it's night out, you use this flashlight, boom! The entire hillside is illuminated. And I feel sorry for all the wildlife there. It's just like, it's morning already? What? Like, no. That is, that's incredible, and you can see, like, how they have it designed for the reflective materials to even brighten the beam. But that is, that's a serious flashlight. That thing is massive. Actually, there's a video about it. Whoa. Wow, it has settings. Look at that. Yeah, nobody's sneaking up on you with that. Tell you that much, man. So, what else do we got here? Man arrested for calling his wife over 100 times per day. What, does she not love him like he loves her? You know. A 38-year-old Japanese man was recently arrested for phone stalking his own wife, calling her over 100 times a day anonymously and saying nothing until she hung up. Okay, now I understand. On July 10th, a 31-year-old woman from Amagasaki in Japan's Hyogo Prefecture started receiving strange phone calls from someone who would just remain silent until she hung up in frustration. This went on for weeks because the calls came from an anonymous number, so the young woman couldn't just block the calls. On most days, she would get dozens of phone calls, but sometimes the phone stalker would ring her over 100 times a day. Luckily, the phone never rang during the night or when she was playing video games on her husband's phone, which ultimately got her thinking about who the mystery caller could be. Ah, interesting. As July turned into August and phone calls kept coming, the desperate woman started thinking about ways to expose her stalker. The more she analyzed the patterns of the calls, the more suspicious she became of her husband. The only time she never got any annoying calls were at night when they slept in the same bed and when she used his phone to play video games. Eventually, the 31-year-old woman turned up to the police to help her solve the mystery, sharing with them her suspicion that her husband could be the stalker. Following an investigation, officers confirmed the woman's fears, and on September 4th, her husband was arrested in Amagasaki for violating Japan's anti-stalker law. When asked why he had harassed his own wife for over a month with his strange calls, the man simply answered, quote, "I love my wife," and made phone calls to her without saying anything, end quote, as if the stalking was proof of his love for her. Well, I can understand where you can see that as a romantic gesture, but at the same time, during these days, like, you know, that's creepy. You know, like, not creepy from him, but creepy just in general. You know, now, if he had come and fessed up to her, you know, and said, oh, hey, blah, blah, like, I've been doing this. But no, he kept up the ruse, so I don't know where to stand on this. Guys out there, if you, and girls, like, you know, if you love your significant other out there, like, just let them know. It's that simple. Just a simple I love you will be more than efficient to express what you need. You know, just say that to your friends and, you know, family all the time. Let them know, you know, that they're appreciated, you know, every day. You know, you never know what people are going through. You never know what little words might have such a magnificent, monumental impact on them on a day-to-day life. Something as simple as 3 little words, you know, could just keep somebody going for another 24 hours. Anyway, man claims he gets paid to ruin people's weddings. Wow, what an asshole. Of course, it's a Spanish man that's come up with an ingenious way of making money, crashing weddings up and pretending to be the bride's or the groom's lover and asking them to run away together. Ernesto, the middle-aged man behind the bizarre service, has become the talk of the town in Spain after appearing in a now viral video posted on Nintendo's 3 Y Ahora Son Goles TikTok, of course, TikTok. He claimed that while most people see their wedding day as the happiest day of their lives, for some it's a nightmare waiting to happen, and those few happen to be his clientele. For a base fee of €500 or $550, Ernesto promises to crash the client's wedding and pose as the love of their life, begging them to run away together just to get the event canceled. You know, it's things like this. This guy should be executed. Seriously. You know, like, no trial. He's already admitted to his guilt. No jail time because it's not on the taxpayers to pay for his ass to get fed and sheltered. No, this type of behavior needs to be eliminated from society. You know, it should be shunned, and he needs to be removed from this world one way or another. Like, this is just absolutely disgusting. Just ruining people's weddings. Disgusting. Drinkable Ramen gives the term instant noodles a whole new meaning. Oh God, what do we have here? Boost noodle is a new type of Japanese instant ramen designed to be consumed on one hand by simply sucking the contents out of a small pouch. Ugh, that sounds nasty. Instant ramen is probably the most convenient food money can buy, but one Japanese company has found a way to make it even easier to eat. Nippon Ham recently launched Boost Noodle, a type of hearty pork ramen designed for gamers who want to curb their hunger without having to take a break from what they love most. Wow, so it's enforcing laziness. Wonderful. Boost Noodle Ramen comes in a convenient plastic pouch and can be consumed with one hand by simply sucking out the contents. Boost Noodle consists of a special type of yam noodles, cashew pork menma, fermented bamboo shoots, and a mix of pork stock and seafood broths. Each pack of Boost Noodle also contains 35 milligrams of caffeine. Oh, great. So, yeah, you're also getting caffeinated. This is disgusting. You know, anybody out there, will you, like, suck out noodles from a frickin' Capri Sun container? Like, ugh. This is just, ugh. 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 3-dimensional debossed tattoos look like they were carved into the flesh. English tattoo artist Daniel Gulliver has become known for his signature debossed tattoos, which look like they have been carved into the wearer's skin. Daniel Gulliver, also known as Gully, hails from London in the UK. He specializes in a variety of tattoo styles, from miniature ultra-realistic portraits to impressive optical illusions, like floating objects and characters with shadows placed perfectly to emphasize the floating illusion. However, Gulliver is best known for his debossed tattoos, which appear carved in the skin. They can be unnerving to look at, but there is no denying the talent and painstaking work that went into making them. And here's a couple examples. That does look like, you know, you're straight up hieroglyphed into your flesh, you know? Why anybody would want to get a no audio tattoo is beyond me. The fleur de lis, or delay, whatever that's called, that's understandable. Oh, here we go. So we have, man, that is incredible. Like, that really looks like he carved it into, oh, we have a little birdie, you know? Like, but it's 2D, looking like 3D. That's awesome. So if you want to go walking around looking like a freaking ancient Egyptian obelisk, now you can. That's cool. It's freaky, but it's cool. What else do we got here? Japanese influencer claims $140,000 worth of plastic surgery completely changed her life. Yikes. Hirasi Airi, a social media influencer from Japan, spent over 20 million yen, or the equivalent of $140,000 US, on plastic surgery to completely alter her appearance and change her life around. Seeing photos of Hirasi Airi from before she began her plastic surgery journey, you would swear they were two different people. Well, this is the problem with plastic surgery. You know, if you have problems, they're coming from within, not without. You know, Like, to a certain degree, yes, life is what the world makes you, but if you don't learn how to play the cards that you're dealt, you know, you're gonna not be at the table for too long. Let's see here. The difference in appearance is like night and day, and the young influencer admits that without the work she has done over the last few years, she wouldn't be where she is today. Yeah, you'd probably be a bit better off. Apart from boasting over 2 million fans on various social networks, whoop-de-doo, she appears on television shows and also works as a ring girl at fighting events. Oh, okay, so she's one of these people. She is living the life that she has always dreamed of, and is all thanks to her drastic physical change. She is now an advocate of cosmetic enhancement, claiming she is living proof that it can completely change a person's life for the better. No, it can't. Absolutely not. Because see, when you get older and all that stuff starts sagging, now you got to go under the knife again. And how many times before you can't do it anymore? You know, if you can't play with the cards you're dealt, then don't play. Simple as that. You know? You are you. And only you can be the best you can ever be. And if you can't be yourself, then why are you here? You know? So, this is absolutely disgusting. What else do we got here? Wow, this, oh, that's why. Okay, I didn't have it restarted. Alright, so, world's smallest functional vacuum cleaner is smaller than a fingernail. But why? What's its practicality? Cool, it's a small vacuum, but you suck up one crumb and the bag's full. What's the point? It says here, 23-year-old Tapala Nadamuni holds the Guinness record for the world's smallest functional vacuum cleaner with an electronically powered suction device smaller than the pinky fingernail at 0.65 centimeters. If you ever find yourself searching for meaning in whatever it is you're aiming towards, remember that someone spent 2 years of their life putting together the world's smallest vacuum cleaner. Indian student Tapala Nadamundi previously held the record from 2020 until 2022 with a tiny gadget measuring just 1.76 centimeters. However, he lost the record to someone who managed to build a functional vacuum cleaner less than half the size at 0.85. So, Tapala spent the past 2 years of his life trying to win it back. After having some of his attempts rejected by Guinness and pouring hundreds of hours into research and development, the 23-year-old student achieved his goal with a vacuum cleaner measuring 0.65 centimeters. But once again, what's the point? Like, yeah, that's cool, but it's very impractical. So, I mean, you know, what's the line from the Jurassic Park movie? You're so preoccupied with whether or not you can, you didn't stop and think whether or not you should. You know, something like that. So, I mean, yeah, it's cool, but you know, all that money, all that time, all this great talent, for what? You know, like, this is just a complete and total waste. Small business stands to lose $4.2 million due to employees' pricing blunder. Oh, it looks like somebody's practicing some DEI here. A small Chinese company specializing in selling washing machines is facing a potential loss of 30 million yuan or 4.2 million US dollars after an employee mistakenly labeled products with the wrong prices. Well, you know, DEI, here we go. Little Swan Dongshan franchise shop, a small business based in Anhui, China, has been forced to ask customers to cancel their orders after one employee's blunder caused a 20-minute online shopping spree that could result in a net loss of $4.2 million. Chinese news outlet Red Star News reported that on August 28th, over 40,000 orders for various washing machines were placed on the small company's Tamal Mall online store until someone noticed the pricing errors and took the store offline. In that 20-minute window, or 20 window, whatever it is, Lil Swan sold 70 million yuan worth of washing machines for only 40 million yuan, which means it might have to incur losses of 30 million yuan and forced to honor the deals. Wow. And welcome, good Sir King. How you doing?
Ew, doing good.
Yo, yo. Yeah, we are live on air. It is a news show right now. And we just covered the world's smallest vacuum as well as several other stories, one of which were good. But yeah, this is this guy did a mistake and might cost this Chinese company 4.2 million US dollars by a pricing error. Oh. Anyway, what else do we got here? Do you want to read the headline now that you're here?
Rescued overfed cat is so fat It can no longer walk.
Poor thing. Kroshik, a 14-year-old ginger cat from the Russian city of Perm, lost his ability to walk after ballooning to a whopping 17 kilograms or 38 pounds in weight due to overfeeding by its loving humans. Photos of the obese Kroshik went viral last week after being shared on Russian social network V Konkonke by volunteers at the Matroskin Animal Shelter in Perm. In them, a young woman is struggling to hold him in her arms, which makes sense considering he weighs 3 times as much as he should. According to Matroskin staff, Kroshik was rescued from a local hospital whose staff contacted them after the 14-year-old feline lost his ability to walk due to his weight and advanced age. Kroshik has been living in the hospital basement for years, hunting rodents and enjoying the affection of humans. But in the past few years, he ballooned in size due to overfeeding. When he got so fat that he literally couldn't stand on his 4 legs. Nurses at the hospital called the animal shelter. So I basically said the same thing 4 different times in 3 different ways. I mean, look at the size of that thing. Whoa! Like he's a chunker. What else do we have here? Are you there? Oh. I see you're turning on. There you are. Hey.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fake doctor operates on patient while watching YouTube videos.
Oh my God! This is literally right out of that Family Guy scene when Dr. Hartman, right?
Fake doctor.
Yeah, was like before he did the surgery on Joe Swanson to do the leg transplant.
Yeah, I remember
He was
this
watching
guy.
one of those YouTube videos. So
Yeah, I remember this guy.
yeah. Parody becomes reality. We live in idiocracy. So, an Indian doctor, which is incredibly weird, is being accused of causing the death of a 15-year-old boy after operating on him while watching YouTube videos on how to surgically remove gallbladder stones. Ajit Kumar Puri, a doctor at the Ganpati Hospital in Saran, India's Bihar, stands accused of causing the untimely death of a local teenager by operating on him without having the proper knowledge or skills. The boy's family claims that they brought him to the hospital last week after he had vomited several times. He was admitted and his symptoms subsided, but Dr. Puri decided he had to operate on the boy to remove a gallstone that was causing the vomiting. After sending the teen's father away on an errand, the doctor operated on him without the family's consent of the family. Okay, whoever wrote this really needs to proofread before they submit. But this resulted in a sudden worsening of the boy's condition. Eventually, Dr. Puri decided that he should have been transferred to another hospital, but the patient died on the way, and the doctor went on the run after leaving his body on the steps of Patna Hospital before going on the run. Wow, because this writing could be very well, fixed. But wow, so
That they're translating or something. But
Maybe.
your music's a little high.
Okay, let me see if. Yeah, I thought it was a little high. Let's see if I can reduce it. Hold on.
There you go.
Come on. I only don't know how to. There we go. Is it lower now?
Yeah,
Okay.
now it's better.
All right. What else do we got? Oh yeah, and this is our thumbnail today. Drinkable ramen.
Oh, yummy.
Yeah. Sucking out ramen out of a Capri Sun, and it's also caffeinated. It's specifically designed for gamers, so that way they can just grab and suck,
Ugh.
Yeah, yuck. What else do we got here?
Trendy acupuncture techniques turns you into a human porcupine.
Yeah, this isn't really news. I've seen things like this before.
No.
I don't really need to read, but yeah, I would never get this done. This is just absolutely crazy. Getting a bunch of needles, who knows if they're sterilized? Those are a lot of needles to sterilize. And if you're just throwing them in as a batch to some machine, something is going to get missed somewhere. So, I'd rather not, run the risk of potentially infecting myself with HIV. I'm good. But what do we have here? This one's evil.
Company lays devious trap to fire senior employees without severance pay.
Wow. Oh, of course, China. Of course. Chinese company is being accused of tricking hundreds of employees into conducting illegal activities so it could then fire them without severance pay. Oh, wow. And yeah, it's China, so if you don't do what you're told, then you get fired right off the bat. So you're screwed if you do, you're screwed if you don't. Wow. Wow. Let's see here. Wuhan CITC Design Institute, a company based in Wuhan, central China's Hubei province. We are very well aware of Wuhan. Recently found itself at the center of a huge scandal again. This time, after several prominent news outlets reported that it has allegedly fired around 200 senior employees after accusing them of crimes one of its managers had lured them into committing. Apparently, the company has been looking for ways of getting rid of its senior employees with high salaries without having to offer them any financial compensation packages. So it had one of the senior managers lure such employees to various bars and clubs under the pretext of after-work relaxation while they are being tricked into engaging in illegal activities. Wow. Wow, wow. So they weren't even, given an ultimatum. They were just straight up tricked.
Yeah.
That is evil. Bless you. Bless you again.
Oof. Man has 23 teeth extracted and 12 implants done. On the same day. Died shortly after.
I don't blame him. I would have died too. That's just crazy. The loon does seem, not to this extreme, but he has, gone in and done, crowns and root canals and abutments and various other things, cleaning. He's gone in and done more than what you're supposed to do in one sitting. And, the body can only take so much. So,
yeah.
It says here, Chinese authorities are investigating the case of an elderly man who died 13 days after having 23 teeth extracted and 12 implants inserted on the same day at a dental clinic. My God. And he probably didn't have anesthesia. Maybe. I'm not sure. Miss Xu, a resident of Youqing City in China's Zhejiang province, recently filed a complaint with the Municipal Health Bureau against a local dental clinic after her father's death. The woman presented evidence that her parent had had 23 teeth extracted and 12 new teeth implanted in a single session, which she claims caused his untimely demise 13 days later. Ms. Xu told authorities that her father suffered agonizing pain throughout the last 13 days of his life before suffering a fatal heart attack on August 28th. Now the woman wants those responsible to be brought to justice. Well, good luck. You're in China. The fact that we even know about this is nothing short of a miracle, but you ain't getting shit. It's China. What do you expect? So, my goodness. So, but yeah, out there, people, take care of yourself. Take care of your dental, because if you get an infection in your mouth, that can go straight to your brain. There's a highway right to it. Don't pass go. Don't collect your $200, and it will kill you. Take care of yourself out there, but not to this extreme. There's only so much that you can do. So, yeah, if you got to do work this serious, then stagger it out. Ooh, what was this?
Phoenix bologna, the world's stinkiest cheese.
The world is full of stinky cheeses, like Limburger. Anybody who grew up watching Looney Tunes, Limburger, is very well indoctrinated into your mind. But according to a team of researchers from Cranfield University, France's Vieux Bologna is the stinkiest of them all. Limburger, as I said, Munster, Ipioses de Bourgogne, or Brie de Meaux are only some of the cheeses famous as much for their pungent aroma as for their taste. But the unofficial title, the unofficial title of world's stinkiest cheese goes to a French delicacy called Vieux Bologna. Bologna, I don't know. 2 decades ago, scientists at Cranfield University, north of London, tested 15 of the world's stinkiest cheeses to determine which one of them had the worst smell. Yeah, I would not want to have that job. That's the face I would make too, King. They used human sniffers as well as a computer-linked electronic nose to rank the odor of the cheeses and determine that Vieux Bologna was by far the stinkiest. And that straight up looks like a slab of decomposing pork or something. That looks nasty. Ugh. What else do we got? Oh, this is,
Man inhales cockroach in his sleep, has bad breath for 3 days.
Ugh. A Chinese man who felt something crawling up his nose one night experienced particularly bad breath for the next 3 days before discovering he had a cockroach stuck in his trachea. Okay. A 58-year-old man in Haikou, China's Hainan province, recently experienced an entomophobe's worst nightmare. One night, as he was sleeping, he woke up with a strange sensation that something was crawling up his nose. Then he felt something go down his throat, then he started coughing, but nothing came out, so he just went back to sleep. The following day, he put the whole incident in the back of his mind and just went about his business until he realized he had particularly bad breath. Even after 3 days, the breath still smelled disgusting. And so then he also started coughing up yellow sputum. So he decided to seek medical help. Ugh.
Ah.
The unnamed man first went to an ENT specialist at Hainan Hospital, but an examination of the upper respiratory tract found nothing suspicious. However, the patient was convinced that there was something wrong, so he deferred to Dr. Lin Ling, a respiratory and critical care physician at the hospital. He conducted a chest CT scan and found a shadow in the posterior basial segment of the right lower lobe, which indicated that a foreign object had become stuck there. The recommended course of action was a minimally invasive bronchoscopy. During the procedure, I clearly saw something with wings in the bronchus, Dr. Lin said. The foreign body was wrapped in a lot of phlegm. After sucking out the surrounding phlegm, the foreign body was exposed. It was a cockroach. Ugh. Just, oh man, dude. Like, so, anybody out there, like, if you suddenly, randomly, have bad breath and, like, just really bad breath, because, that thing was decomposing inside of his windpipe, So, that must have smelled like ass. Ugh. What else do we got here?
Texas market covers charcuterie board,
I don't know how to pronounce it.
1,032 pounds of snacks.
Like, when you have guests over and you have, like, your salamis, your cheeses, some bread, and all that stuff. Charcuterie, whatever it's called. So, yeah. Is
that what it's called? Okay.
Yeah. So, let's just play this video here. Actually. Oh, wow. Oh, look at all that meat. Oh man, that is glorious. I want to go there. But yeah, Central Market in Austin, Texas broke a Guinness World Record by assembling a charcuterie board, however you pronounce it, topped with over 1,032 pounds of meats, cheeses, and other qualifying ingredients. I'm getting hungry, man. The world's largest charcuterie board was assembled to celebrate Central Market's 30th anniversary. All right. The previous record was set by Florida Snack Delivery Service Borderie, which was topped with 769 pounds of qualifying ingredients. So they added several hundred to this. So they broke the record and then some. Let's watch this video again, man. This is delicious. Hold on a second. Replay. Dude, I wouldn't even know how to start with that. Just grab like a freaking plate and just scoop a bunch of meat, cheese, and just create a pile, man.
I'm taking a handful of that muffin right there.
Yeah. What do we got here?
Massachusetts man's lottery number hits 1 million after trying 20 years. I wonder how much he lost.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say he probably lost $1 million, but still, persistence. A Massachusetts man scored with $1 million Mega Million prize using the same set of numbers he has played for 20 years, and his wife previously collected her own $1 million jackpot. Okay. So yeah, like, pick a set of numbers and play them. That's what we really should do. The Loon and I, because we got I don't know where my wallet. Well, here's the old lottery ticket. We got a Mega Millions last week when the jackpot was up to 800 some odd million. So we didn't win, like, because if we did, the backdrop would be a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If we ever did win the lottery, I ain't gonna stop doing the shows. I'll just make them. I'll actually have better equipment, and all that stuff. And so yeah. What else do we got here?
Grape spill causes traffic jam in Highway in California.
This is the third time, like in the past month, something happened on the California highway. We had some kind of spill, like something, and then there was some other thing, like strawberries happened, but like the truck had hit a like a telephone pole or something, like some kind of pole made of wood. And then there was a beehive in there, so then it started like a whole bee scenario.
Ah, yeah, the bees.
Yeah. So you remember that. So this is the third time in about a month that California highway has experienced some kind of weird thing. Commuters on the California highway were given ample reason to whine, womp womp, when a semi crashed caused the roadway to become covered in crushed grapes. California Highway Patrol (CHP) said a crash involving 2 semi-trucks and a pickup truck caused one of the big rigs to spill its load of grapes on Highway 165 north of Bradbury Road in Merced County at around 11 in the morning, or 11:35 in the morning on Wednesday. The grapes were soon crushed by passing vehicles, creating a slippery mess across the road. Oh, that's lovely. That's what we need. Hydroplaning on grapes. Like, dude, that's one time where you don't drink and drive. The drink drives you. Yakov Smirnov up in here in Soviet Russia. What do we got here?
Lifeboat crew on rescue calls finds another station's lost dummy. Oh,
that's pretty cool. A Royal Navy lifeboat institution crew in England responded to a report of a stranded person in the water, but arrived to discover it was an RNLI training dummy lost by another crew 2 weeks prior. The RNLI crew stationed in Finley said they responded to an early morning call about a person who appeared to be stranded in the water in Bempton on Monday. Oh, so they thought, so somebody called and thought the dummy was a stranded person. So this crew went out and rescued what they thought was a human, and instead rescued.
Yeah.
That is, thankfully, nobody was in any peril. So this is kind of funny. More from UPI here.
Escaped penguin found 2 weeks later over 18 miles away.
Wow.
Wow.
For a flightless bird, that thing sure moved.
Yeah, he did.
And a penguin that escaped from an animal encounter event on a Japanese island was found 2 weeks later after traveling over 18 miles. Gekinen Penters, a group that organizes animal encounters, said a 16-year-old female Cape penguin was allowed to swim in a netted-off area on Haimaka Island in Aichi Prefecture in August 25th, but she managed to find a hole in the net and escaped. Organizers said the penguin, named Pen-chan, well, you can't pen this Chan, was bred in captivity and has never been to the ocean before, leading to fears of the animal's safety. The group announced on social media that Pen-chan was sighted multiple times before finally being located near the Shinmaiku Marine Park in Chita, Aichi Prefecture, over 18 miles from where she had escaped. Wow. All right. Well, went on a little adventure. Now this one had me plumb surprised.
South African farmers grow world's heaviest plum.
Look at the size of that thing. Yeah. So that's about the size of slightly smaller than my fist. Or I guess I don't even know how big my hands would compare to that picture, but. A pair of South African farmers harvesting their crops made a startling discovery: a record-breaking plum weighing in at 16.3 ounces. That's more than a pound. Dean and Don Bernard, owners of the Opi Plus Brewery Farm, said they never set out to break records with their plum. The plum is 3.8 ounces heavier than the previous record holder, which was grown back in Japan in 2021. So, all right, cool on them. Ooh.
Massachusetts woman finds mysterious pine cone art in the woods.
Oh, and there's a video here from CBS.
It's Bigfoot.
Strange formation found behind Cedar.
Actually, they have a YouTube here, so let me bigger this here for us.
Now, the community boards are buzzing. Is it pine cone art? Is it a ritual altar? Is it something from an alien cult? Very interesting.
No one seems to know where it came from or who's
cult.
responsible.
An alien cult of pine cones. The pine cone cult.
BZ's Mike Sullivan went out into the woods with the person who made the discovery.
Santa, come.
A stroll into the woods. It's an everyday activity until it isn't.
We walk here a fair
Until it
bit.
isn't. Oh.
We walk on Brandeis
Dun, dun,
campus
dun.
also.
This is Margaret
The pine
Zaituni
cones
and her dog
came to
Senna.
life and started eating
You
her
can often
flesh.
find them at Cedar Woods Park. You just won't often find what they found.
I want to take a picture a day of it until it's not there anymore.
She believes it's of this world. Others aren't so sure.
This is it.
A formation of
Others
pine
aren't
cones,
so sure.
lots, all in a perfect circle.
And then they do a pattern with ones pointing inward and pointing outwards.
She found the formation 2 days ago, posting her photo to social media. The responses were all over the place.
That is
It looks like a
awesome.
ritual.
That
Aliens.
is awesome.
That's some cult sacrifice, poltergeist, chupacabra.
I mean, this reminds me of like when they found like random mysterious circles in the sand on the ocean floor, and they figured out, oh no, it was something to do with the mating ritual of flounders. Like, yeah, you've seen that, right?
No. Yep.
Rings on ocean floor, flounders. I think it was flounders. It was some kind of fish. Hold on a second. Rings in sand on ocean floor mystery. Let's see if this will. Yeah, here we go. Pufferfish. Sorry.
Unfortunately, this small Japanese pufferfish is dull, almost to the point of invisibility. But to compensate, he is probably nature's greatest artist. To grab a female's attention, he creates something that almost defies belief.
Let me fast forward this a bit.
Of mathematical perfection.
See, like, he's going around, he's digging out, and
He
how we
plows
found
the
out
sand,
was
breaking it up in
how we found out was we just randomly started seeing the circles and such, and we couldn't figure it out. But then at some point we saw one of these pufferfish doing this, so we're just like, oh, so that's how it happens. I'm trying to get to. Here we go. It'll show here the work of art this fish did. Like, it makes like this whole circular like art piece as part of a mating ritual to attract attention of females. Be like, hey, look at what I made, like, look at that. So I'm wondering, like, if any animals are doing that for whatever reason with pine cones. Like, did she stumble across something natural? Like...
That's really cool.
Yeah. What else do we got here?
I'll be back here shortly.
All right. Hotels reveal most unusual lost and found items. Room service requests. So we got here, let's see, do they have a list? No. The website's annual hotel room insights report, based on data more than 400 hotels across the globe, revealed that most common items left behind by guests include phone chargers, dirty laundry, power adapters, makeup, and toiletries. The report said 10% of hotels reported finding dentures left by guests. Those are expensive. Some of the most unusual items left behind in rooms include a Rolex watch. Whoa! Another watch worth $6 million? How do you just leave that? A Hermes Birkin bag, keys and documents for a luxury car, a car tire. What the fuck? Why are you putting a car tire in your hotel room? An engagement room, a tooth, 2 full leg casts. What? Stacks of cash, a pet lizard, and a baby chicken. What the hell? Well, that's very, very weird. Okay. We also have Arizona man's blindfolded basketball shot breaks world record. So let's just actually they have it on YouTube here. So let me get rid of that and play it on the bigger screen and unmute
You have
this.
to trust the process and trust your gut. Just know that the shot's gonna go in. Ball, laces, just like you're shooting a regular free throw. Locate the rim, and fly. Hold that ball through. There you
Nothing
go.
but net.
Just like that.
Like butter. Man, that guy knows his stuff. Last but not least, and this has been making the rounds on mainstream media here, and I'll actually wait until Sir King gets back in here and puts his headphones back on. Yo, we saw a little titty show just now. What do we got last but not least?
Beloved Russian spy whale, Vladimir is found dead under mysterious circumstances. You know, as one does, found bullet holes.
That's not a blowhole. That's a bullet hole.
Mysterious.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't mysterious. It was found full of blowholes.
Wait, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No.
Vladimir, a beloved whale believed to have escaped a past life as a Russian spy, was found dead over the weekend in what animal rights organizations say were unnatural circumstances. The beluga, whose name combines the Norwegian word for whale, Haval, and Russian President Vladimir Putin's name, rose to international prominence after he was discovered by fishermen off the coast of Norway back in 2019, wearing a camera harness that read, "Equipment of St. Petersburg." Theories about his mysterious past sparked headlines and intrigue, but it was his friendly demeanor that won him scores of admirers in the years that followed. Go away. Let's see. The gentle giant, who measured some 13 feet long and weighed about 2,000 pounds, even went viral several times for retrieving a kayaker's dropped GoPro camera, playing fetch with a rugby ball, and playing with an underwater drone. That is awesome. Let's see here. He bore scars from being hit by multiple boats, and experts warned that he faced lower odds of survival as a solitary, sociable individual. Concerns grew when he was spotted last year in Sweden, which has more people and fewer fish than Norway. But you said that he was shot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find where it says that. Maybe this is a different one that you're saying, because it's not saying anything about being shot, or maybe they're trying to... oh, here we go. In a series of video messages later posted on Instagram, founder Regina Hogg referenced holes pouring with blood from his body and said that out of a team of marine biologists and veterinarians, he had looked at pictures of Havalbia's injuries. Not one of them believed that Havalbia died of natural causes. So yeah, there you go. That's the shot. Or maybe he was just stabbed by a bunch of whaling bulls.
Maybe a harpoon to death. He was found full of holes.
Yeah. So yeah, he was murdered. That's for sure. So rest in peace. You know, you're no longer in danger. You know, went back home. You know, to God. But that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar in the description below for any links that you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of odd, different, and unusual news, aka notable events, weather, and sports, we stream every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, which is 6 Mountain, 7 Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We do have other shows from history to news, movie reactions, and reviews, video memes, Omni Kitchen, and everything else in between on Talk Show. Check the underbar. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
King's Refuge.
And you, viewer, are you. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe.